How you doing? How you doing? That is, as I ask that, it's something I'm saying out loud, asking myself, how are you doing? Uh, kind of snowed in right now. Country got hit with a bit of a snow slash ice storm, depending on where you are. Um, yeah, I almost don't know where to start, but I'm gonna be honest and I guess just start. So, again, this is the Eyesight Project, right? And I've talked about it before. Again, this is still the early steps of Eyesight. And I saw a post the other day, and it was from Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't know if you're watching this, if you know who he is. He's an entrepreneur, very straightforward, maybe he'll give it to you raw, no filter. And sometimes you kind of need that, I won't lie. And felt like, God speaks through any medium he wants. A person, a dream, vision, Instagram post, movie, whatever, commercial, what doesn't matter. If he really wants to get a message across, obviously, yes, the Holy Spirit, that inner unction. But I felt like it was God the other day because it was talking about specifically doing a podcast, and he was like, forget the lighting, forget the script, just talk about your life. And I'm getting on here today. It's Monday. I don't have a script. What I have is life, just as that post talked about. And gonna be transparent here. Heard somebody else say it like this, kind of getting a little naked. I guess this is the point of this. So since I'm gonna do this, I can't necessarily get caught up of always trying to, let everything look good for the gram and all that kind of stuff. Like, I think we need a little bit more honesty out here nowadays. So I'm gonna, I guess, be true to that and maybe lead by example. On Friday, I even say this, I took a hit. Took an emotional hit. Something changed in my life. It was unexpected. It was tough, and I'm still processing. That was Friday. This is Monday. And I guess I'm trying to, even as I'm talking now, trying to like figure out, how much do I say? What do I say? I'll say this. There was an exit that took place. There was a person, there was a relationship that ended. And found myself in a space of, reflection and, God, what now? There's also some peace, and I'm not going to try to preach a sermon because I'm still trying to get my mind wrapped around where I am right now. I know sometimes when friends, family, relationship, whatever the person is, sometimes when God can remove people, sometimes for a season. For all these things before. I'm still trying to figure out, like the who, where, when, what, like the why. Well, actually, no, I think I know a little bit more of the why in this particular situation. So it's kind of understandable. There's also some, we're human. So, it's a bit tough when people you care about have to, when you and, again, someone that you care about, maybe you guys, friend, family, romantic relationship, whatever it is, maybe this person or you and this person have to take separate paths. Who knows if it's permanent or if it's temporary. But it put me in a bit of a place of, what now? And it also put me in a place, being honest, where I feel like God's kind of like, do I have your attention? And the answer to that is yes. He's always had my attention, or at least I like to say that. Because I feel like he's been putting some things on my heart, even with this, to do. And I think that, and if I'm being raw, if I'm being real, I've drugged my feet with stuff. And there's been, I'm gonna be honest, man, say this, there's been some stripping in my life recently. There have been some things and people that have been removed. And in both of those categories, I was not happy about the removal or the stripping away, if you will. It's not something I was celebrating. It did not feel good. Although now, and I'm not even trying to be super deep, I'll be honest, I do feel there's some peace. It's, we're human, so it's a bit of a mixed bag. It's not necessarily one thing. And as I'm talking, about this, I'm even trying to figure out the direction of this video, but I just felt that just talking, to be honest, maybe this, some people can resonate, fellas, maybe men, maybe you can resonate with this. And depending on where this is, how this is released out, I mean, there might be some ladies that see this too, and, I don't know, they might be able to chime in. But again, since this is the ISI Project, this is for the men. But so I guess you can let me know below, if you've ever found yourself in the comments, wherever this will again be released. I'm still working all that kind of stuff out, so forgive me if this is like audio and you're listening to it. Like, what comments below? Well, then just listen. Maybe talk out loud audibly in the car or something, or just take some notes or whatever you want to do. Maybe self-reflect, pray. That who's ever found themselves in a being stripped season or situation or moment, because where I'm at right now, but it was tough. There's also some peace, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm wondering if one of the things I'm thinking about is if this stripping, this recent removal of things and people, if this was the kick that I needed to move, right? Mom was telling me about, sometimes when God is getting ready to elevate somebody or take you to another level, to another place, things he has for you, sometimes he has to do some separation and some isolation. That's real. I believe that. And, I'm still trying to just seek him for if that's what this fully is. I do believe, something is coming. My pastor, Pastor John Gray, shout out to Pastor John. Good man. He was saying that this is the year of activation. And man, I'm gonna be honest, like I mean, that's a whole nother topic, but I have, over the course of my blessed 37 years, I have had prophetic words and people spoken into me, and God is these things. And sometimes the frustration can be, well, God, I heard it, but I don't see it. But I'm believing that this is the time, this is the year, this is time to be activated in those things, really walk in my purpose. When I say that, walk in these things, like, again, when I want to do this, man, with the iSide Project, again, I want to be honest, I want to be real, so I'm not trying to just spout out, like, quote unquote, spiritual rhetoric to make me sound a certain way. When walking these things, I mean, really, walking in it, doing what I believe God has called me to do. There's some things I believe God has spoken to me that haven't happened yet. I'm sure, fellas, there's some of y'all might feel the same way. How do you deal with what you've been told or what you believe in your heart has not come to pass yet? What still gives me hope is that even though, it's not yet, though it tarry, it will come at an appointed time. When it comes, it'll surely come. But yeah, I'm making sure I'm trying to keep my thoughts aligned here as I'm saying this, but that's where I am right now. And again, going back to, I wonder if this was the kick that I needed. I heard a friend of mine, I feel like I'm like shouting people out on this one. Also, he's also a wise man. His name is, he's a pastor as well, Charles Hall. Again, shout out Love Story, Pastor John, Pastor Av, Pastor Charles. And he had given me this quote before by another Christian pastor, believer, thought leader, philosopher, other good things you want to call him. His name was A.W. Tozer. And I don't want to butcher it, but I believe it goes on the lines of, it is highly unlikely that God can use a man greatly before he hurt him deeply. All right, there was a pause in the video. I had to restart, so you might see that in the editing process or in the video when it plays. Again, new to all of this, but picking up where I was. That's tough to hear, because sometimes God may strip. He may strip you. He may take some things. He may, quote unquote, break you before he elevates you, before he moves you into your next, whatever that looks like for you. It's not always the case, but sometimes it can be. And if you do find yourself, what do you mean by breaking you? He might put you in some situations and or circumstances, man, that might hurt. God can do things that can be paradoxical at first, but when he does it, it works. He can use things that might hurt in the moment, but heal in the long run. So he could do something to hurt you that ultimately heals you. It might hurt in the moment. Again, maybe separation from a person, a job, a place. And once you get on the other side of that, you see why he did that. So it might hurt temporarily, but in the long run, it's for your good. And this is just kind of where I am right now. If I'm being honest and transparent, which is, I'm doing this, want to be open. And a lot of people can say this, right, about their life, but everything is not the way I want it right now. There are some things in my life that I want to change, that need to change. And this is kind of a low point. It feels like, being real, I'm I'm not gonna say it's not rock bottom, but it is starting from a God, what now? Anybody ever been in a God, what now moment? What now? What next? What do I do now? How do I go from here? I don't know what to do. And that's where I'm at. I don't know what to do. And it's like, what do you do when you don't know what to do? Right? And what I am endeavoring to do, my plan of action right now, is to try to get quiet, get with him the best way I can, and to do the last thing that I believe that he told me to do, which is this. And I'm believing that through my obedience with this, he's going to produce a harvest. And whatever that looks like, in whatever capacity, I believe he's going to help me work some things out for my own life. And hopefully this will help others. Again, I'll have some more on some other guests. But I just felt on and led to do this one. This is a little tough right now. Like I said, I'm kind of in a little bit of I'm in a spot. But there is, again, a mixed bag. There is some peace, but it's also tough, right? I don't want to deal with what I'm dealing with right now. I don't want to go through what I'm going through right now, but I'm trusting that he's going to bring me through. And so for encouragement, for anybody else watching this, you're not alone. Because I'm in a God, what now moment. There are some things that need to change in my life, and I'm believing that they will change this year. I'm also going to do my part too. I got to say that. Sometimes, we kind of sit back, and I'm calling myself out on this. There are times where I kind of sat back and I'm expecting, God to just, one hit and just change everything. He can do that. My brain does. But often, you got to do your part. You got to do yours. And, I'm trying not to beat myself up with some of the things that I have not done. Give myself some grace. But again, going back to something I said earlier in the video, I do believe that this moment, this situation, the hit that I just took, I'm going to allow that to work for my good to the best of my ability. And I believe maybe it was a kick that I needed. Maybe it was a stripping that hurt, but I needed. So, let me know. Anybody else ever feel broken, stripped, maybe isolated, some things that were taken away? God did it for a reason. Especially, tell me, in the comments, man, help another brother out. Help me out. Especially if you had those moments and then now you find yourself on the other side of those. What did you learn? What happened? How did it work out? How long was it before you got the, okay, I'm on the other side? So I'm trusting and believing. I'm going to be praying too and also doing my part. But I am believing that this really is your activation and the things that I might not have seen come to pass now. And that life doesn't end here. Things don't stop here. But I'm going to say and believe that this is just the beginning. That if you're finding yourself in a maybe a bare moment, a stripped down moment, brother, that it is not over. I'm telling myself that too, it's not over. There's still more. And this is just the beginning. I have to tell myself that too, not just to try to sound a certain way, but this is just the beginning. This is the beginning of your greatness. I'm telling myself that now. I'm praying for peace and guidance and not the shoulda, woulda, coulda. I should have done this. I didn't do that. There are things I have not done. There are things you probably didn't do, we didn't do. Let's move, give ourselves grace, and man, connect with another brother, talk this out. I've recently had to do that, and I'm going to continue to do that. I'm calling this the Eyesight Project, right? One brother sharpen another. Well, make sure we're doing that, fellas. Like, we can't do this whole Lone Ranger thing, and I've gotten better about that. Can't try to figure out everything on my own. We weren't meant to go through life like that. So, again, this is me doing this, being obedient, dropping video, doing some recording here. No script, just heart, just life, what I'm dealing with right now. And I'd appreciate any prayers, all the prayers. I'm praying for you too, whoever's watching this. That you do everything God has called you to do, that you get everything you're supposed to get, that you say everything you're supposed to say, that no destiny stone is unturned in your life. Praying that you won't know the word potential, because potential is something that has not yet been accessed, but it's there. That prayer is, man, that you will access that, and it will be actualized, realized, and walked out. So there will be no hidden potential in your life, but that the maximum totality of who you are will be manifest in your life, in the earth, in other people's lives, that you will be the best man God has called you to be. And that is a prayer that I'm praying for myself too, that I am the best Warren that he has called me to be. Because Lord, I need you. Any other brothers out there that, are in a moment of, God, I need you. And we need them all the time, but I'm definitely in a, Lord, I need you. So again, I want to just come on here and share this, and I'll be keeping with the charge with this, and I'm gonna keep moving. This is what he told me to do. So I'm believing that he's gonna do something with this, man, that this is gonna touch who it needs to touch. And more than likely, well, not even just more than likely, I know, emphasis on the know, that he is going to do something in me with this. Like, I'm gonna be blessed for this. There's probably some things I need to get out of this. He told me to do it, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So again, man, nothing but love for y'all. We're in a journey together. This is the Eyesight Project.